Where would I buy if I had to in Ballarat, Victoria? Now, I'm saying with these videos that I'm not saying that we're buying here or we're not buying here in private advisory, but this is by user request. Let's have a look at Ballarat as a city and see if we had to buy there, where would be the best suburbs and streets to make our purchase. So I'm just going over to picki.com.au into the research hub over there, and we'll just search for Ballarat. I'm coming into for the first time in a few years. We haven't been buying actively in Ballarat for about 4 or 5 years. It's just been too heated. Now, overall, if we had to, that's in the top 87% of all areas. So we have a few things that we look for when making that assessment: employment, lifestyle, new projects, population, new construction. This is punching way above its weight. Longer term, it's in the top 87% of all areas. Key factors. In key areas, low new home construction, good employment, health, good lifestyle factors. So this is not a conversation about should we be buying in Ballarat nationally, but if we were having that conversation, it would be a very excellent proposition. This is a conversation about if we had chosen to buy in Ballarat, which would be the key locations we would focus our attention. Now, Picki's identified 56 investable suburbs in the location, and it has ranked them in order of which ones are most likely to be in the buying window. So think of it as two different studies. We've got a longer term analysis, and that says that Ballarat is very good, top 87% of all areas. And now we have to find those areas that are right firmly in the buying window, the optimum time to purchase there. Miners Rest, number 1 on the list. 695. I'm going to start our attention here, but we can also come down to these are potentially more expensive. I like to focus our attention around, the 4 to 7s in terms of socio. 1 being low socio, 10 being the best suburbs in the area. Miners Rest might be on the high side. You can see a few of these areas: 550, 580, 490, 460. This might be the working class heartland of Ballarat. So let's have a look at Miners Rest, and then potentially jumping into, Canadian 3.6, maybe one of these down here at, 460,000, which might be a little bit more affordable. So I'm just going to right click on this and open up in a new tab for us. And then we've got Wendouree as well. Before I do that, I did want to just check the new construction that's coming into the area. This is an area of concern for Ballarat. 5.2% new homes in the construction pipeline as a city. But then you put a bit of a sanity check on this. In the Ballarat area and the surrounding suburbs next to the Ballarat area, it does have very low new homes in the construction pipeline. Coming down here into the south, which is the lower socio, mid to lower socio, under 2% new homes in the construction pipeline. So whilst there are some definite areas to stay away from, Delacombe in the west, 8.8, and the areas north and south, down here 34% new homes in the construction pipeline. We stick close to the CBD of generally these locations and you're usually okay. So the two suburbs that I've identified, just, most of these would be worthy of going in and having a look. Miners Rest and Wendouree. Miners Rest, so that's 6.2% recent price growth. So it has consolidated recently. I'm just trying to get my bearings a little bit here, guys. Just to the north, I'll probably rule that out just really quickly. I do know the geography of this area, and it is starting to become just too far from the CBD, the core drivers of utility. Wendouree, though, for me, this is coming in closer to the CBD location. Okay, so the CBD is here. We're just up here to the north. This has typically been mid-socio Ballarat. This is probably where I'd start focusing my attention. If not, just to the south, you have Sebastopol as well. This is Sebastopol is the highest yielding suburb right now in Ballarat, $400,000 price point. A lot of clients over the last 4 or 5 years have made a lot of money on Ripehouse research buying in Sebastopol. And for me, when I'm seeing that with still the highest yields holding up, you've got Wendouree up in the north, which would be worthy of our attention, and then Sebastopol down there in the south. Price consolidation recently. Let's have a look at vacancy rates compared to the city. Very, very tight vacancy rates. Yields, 3.8%. You can see that it's on the high side of the whole city. Vendor discounting, 3.7. So it does have a little bit of heat, a little bit of momentum compared to its neighbours. If we were to buy it, it's a very diverse suburb. You have clusters of public housing, 23% public housing there in the middle. We do need to be careful of that. Stick more towards the northern pockets and attach yourself to the CBD and the higher socio areas, not down in the south. Potentially where there might be, lower socio streets. Look for areas with above average rent, and then try and find areas where the above average rent is also tying in with above average yield. That is a really nice sweet spot. We can get 4.2, 4.4% yield in these street pockets as an average. That's really sort of pushing that suburb for all that it can deliver to us. So that would be where I'd start my analysis if we were forcing ourselves to buy in Ballarat in Victoria.